We are recording. Yay! Okay. All right. So I am super excited that you guys are here tonight. Susan, it's always good to see you.
Always
And
good to
Miss
see you.
Marie, very good to see you. Really, really excited that you guys are here and that you, I know that not everyone on the call is a brand new coach, but I know that some folks are looking to up their game, or they're looking to recommit, or just, kind of make sure we're doing all the things, which I will say at the beginning, it's impossible to do all the things. So I have tried to put together a list, actually have a list of 8 things that somewhat intertwine with each other. But I've tried to put together a list so that we can start out strong, get started again strong, or just make sure that we're doing the right thing. And then, like I said, hopefully what we have put together tonight can be shared if you all want to, as you bring on new coaches to your team that want to either be hobby coaches, aka paying for their Shakeology, Daily Sunshine, Beachbody consumption, or business building coaches. So I'm super honored that you are here. I'm super honored that you chose to join Team Fierce Fit and Faithful. Whether or not you knew that's the team you were joining, I'm really glad that you are here, because whoever invited you here is amazing. So I'm just excited that you wanted to be a part of this. And I want to tell you from the beginning that no matter what your goals are, whether your goal is to help one person a month get started on their journey, or help 100 people a month get started on their journey, or your goal is to be a hobby coach and pay for your family's Shakeology and Daily Sunshine and Beach Bar habit. I have a lot of habits that I look to compensate for with Beachbody, all good stuff. Or if you're looking to earn a side hustle, a side income, or replace your full-time income, whatever it is, I firmly believe that it's possible. I really believe that it's possible. I've been an active coach long enough now to see amazing stories from amazing people that are just like us. So whatever your goals are, I believe it's firmly possible. And my goal here on Sunday nights is to create an environment to empower you to reach those goals. So the important thing, and that I believe is the most important way to start off, the first thing you need to do when you've decided to be any kind of coach, and maybe this is excluding a discount coach, and we love discount coaches. That's how I started. I think that's how almost all of us started, was as discount coaches. But speaking to either a hobby coach or business building coach, the first thing you want to do is determine why you're doing this. And I know that sounds silly, and it sounds like, well, obviously because I got great results and I want to share it, and I figure I can earn an income maybe while I'm sharing it, whatever that is. But there is power in writing it down. In fact, you do not have to type yours out nice and pretty. But when I decided to switch over from make the mental shift and the game shift from being a discount coach to a business building coach, I decided that if I was going to take that time away from my family to do that, and I was going to pour into this and add this to my plate, that I needed to have a very clear why. So some of you won't be surprised by this, but I actually typed mine up. Okay, so I will read mine to you. I do not expect you to have a fully defined why today, but I will tell you there are many reasons why putting pen to paper or typing it out on a keyboard and printing it out, why there's power to that. One, we know that the word tells us that once we put it out there and we bring it into light, that there's power in that. And 2, there's self-accountability, and also just giving yourself something to look at. I actually am in my home office right now, and I have my why posted right where I can see it all the time. So if I hear no, or I'm feeling tired, or I don't want to do whatever, press play on a workout, or any of the reasons that happen, I can look at that and be reminded of why. So the first thing you want to do is determine why you're here. Here's my why. To combine my passion for Christ, my gifts of motivational leadership and writing, and my love for living healthy into a thriving business, which will honor Him by inspiring women to find hope and freedom in their health and fitness journeys, and will allow my family to live debt-free with the financial freedom and the freedom of time to spoil, serve, and give freely. So that's like a whole mouthful. I actually did a training with one of the top Beachbody coaches, Melanie Mitro, about a year and a half ago, and she kind of taught us all how to do this vision statement type thing. So mine is actually titled Vision 14 Fierce, Fit, and Faithful. So this is what you're buying into when you join me. But you need to have your very own why. I have this why posted as a JPEG in our coach family. You're more than welcome to use that as a reference. But it can also be one statement. You need to have a why. Your why could very well be, I want to be a hobby coach because I need the accountability. I want to be telling people I'm a coach, so therefore I need to know that people are counting on me to show up, so that's why I'm going to do it. I think that's a great why. My why is Shakeology is a top of the line product. I want to be able to supply it to me and my household, and I don't want it to come out of my budget. Whatever your why is, it can be little, it can be big, anywhere in between, but you have to have a why, because remember, this is time that you're taking away from something else. Because although you can spend as much time coaching as you want to, if you want to do it at all, it is a commitment of time. Okay, you're here. This is time away from your family, right? The other part of this first item is I want you to do yourself a favor and write out your top 3 goals that you have. So this can kind of intertwine with the why that you're doing this. But when you have tangible or even pragmatic, real goals, another reason why you just can't help but want to show up, okay? Several months ago, some of us that live here in Albuquerque, we got together and we actually did vision boards here. And you can kind of sort of see mine. Mine's here in my office and I keep it here. Yeah. You can obviously see big time on here is to get the family out of debt. I can't stand it. It gives me ulcers and we're working on that. But there's lots of other things on here, different charities that I want to give freely to, an African safari I'd love to take my family on, remodeling the kitchen. There's a lot more than 3 goals on that vision board, but that was kind of a team building thing and a fun thing we did. But I will tell you the power in writing out your top 3 goals. I'll tell you my top 3 because, as you know, or don't know, and we'll learn soon, I'm an open book. And I'll just tell you, on the days, and they happen more often than I'd like to admit, the days that I don't want to put a post up, the days I don't want to press play on my workout, the day I am sick of my water, which doesn't happen often, but sometimes, you know, you're just like, I don't want more water. I can go back to these goals and I can say, okay, so I can work towards these goals by putting up a value-added post that's probably going to help somebody on social media. I can work towards these goals by giving my body healthy exercise and drinking water. Okay, I think it's worth it. So my top 3 goals, the first one is to help, because the life change I've experienced with Beachbody On Demand, with Shakeology, and with our challenge groups, and now with To Be Mindset, one of my top 3 goals, this never changes, is to help 3 to 5 people each month start on their real, honest to goodness, final solution to their health and fitness issues. I struggled for over a quarter of a century. This has helped me more than anything I've ever done, and I've done everything under the sun, and I just feel very compelled to share that. So that's one of my goals. My top goal is to help pay it forward. Number 2, as you can see right over my shoulder, is to help pay off family debt. And number 3, I really want a new master bathroom. I mean, the 1970s threw up in my whole house, and we're working on it slowly, but that's one of my top 3 goals. And I think that there's no shame in putting that out there and saying that that's what I'm working towards. I want to pay cash for a new bathroom. So anyhow, that is just a little snapshot of that. And I think it's extremely important. It might sound hokey to you, but it's extremely important that you take the time to write out your why, pray on it. You don't have to have it perfectly, but have your why, and then give yourself top 3 goals that you excited. Okay.
Just as an example, you could say something like October 3rd, 1950.
You guys hear that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's okay. It's okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't background noise.
Please tell me your date of birth.
What is
Oh.
that? Okay, hang on one second. Okay, all right. Okay, so number 2, the next thing you want to do is when you've signed up as a coach, if we're going to meet some of our goals, they may or may not be, but probably at least one of them is somehow financially driven. We need to make sure you're signed up to get paid, okay? In the Beachbody world, payday is always on a Thursday, and I always recommend that folks sign up for the automatic deposit. So it just goes into your checking or savings or whatever you want on Thursday mornings. You can also, if you prefer, get a paper check, an old-fashioned check sent to you. But that, I think they'll take like a $2 or $2.50 service fee out of that. Okay. So I am not set up to screen share with you just because I actually am using a different device right now, but I did log myself into my coach office because I just want to tell you the quick, easy steps to get yourself signed up for your pay. All right. It's super simple. You're going to simply log into your Beachbody account. You're then going to go to coach office. You'll log in there. It's your same login information. You're going to get very familiar with your coach office. Okay. Then once you're looking at your coach office, there's a green button that says monitor my business. And then there is a button you can select. It's actually the bottom right button that says my EFT management. Okay. So you're going to click on that and you can go in there and you just enter your automatic deposit information. Okay. The other thing that we want to do when you're first getting started, and this is a strategy that I was gifted and told, and I want to pass it on moving forward, is before you start adding coaches, any kind of coaches, discount coaches, hobby coaches, business building coaches, we want to look at your business layout, okay? And we want to determine your strategy for how you're going to set up your legs. That makes no sense to you right now. But what you need to know is that if it was me that invited you to this call or to this team or however you're joining us, then you and I need to talk so that I can tell you how to strategically start growing your legs correctly. There's a whole theory behind it and a whole strategy behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I did not invite you, you're more than welcome to ask me, but probably the best bet is to talk to the coach that invited you to join the team, to be on, to watch this training, and then he or she can tell you where to start. There is a strategy behind it, and it's for future growth, and it's super simple, but it's important to do when you're getting started, okay? So, for example, Marie, when we sign off here, I will make sure that you're set up to start building correctly before your folks sign up, okay? Super simple. All right. The last thing on item 2 is we have to make sure that you yourself are an active coach. Mm-hmm. Now, most folks start as a coach because they bought a challenge pack or they bought Shakeology or they have something. So they're going to automatically be active. But every once in a while, you'll have someone who started as a customer and maybe hasn't ordered anything in a while, and then they become a coach. And so there's no volume in their business, in their account in any way. And so then they're considered inactive. Being an active coach is very simple. It requires what's called 50 PV or 50 personal volume a month. And that's as simple. I mean, a bag of Shakeology is 90 PV. So that's as simple as like a tub of Energize and a box of bars. Or say you need a new Tubi Mindset tracker and a new Tubi Mindset water bottle, something like that. You have to stay active, and there's a reason behind that. And I just couldn't be more impressed with the way that they've set up this compensation plan and the way that Beachbody just encourages us to be out there as not as salespeople, but as true compensated advocates. They don't want us out there talking about stuff that we don't use. So if you're not using at least something that you're talking about, you don't have to be using the whole library of Beachbody stuff. I haven't touched it, all of it. Then you're not authentic, right? So we want to make sure that you're active. and it's super simple to stay active. Most of us don't even have to think about it, because if you're drinking a shake, it happens automatically. But, you know, if you take a break and you have so much and so you skip a month or something like that, let me just tell you, there are so many ways. The beach bars are what keep my husband as an active discount coach, because we go through those like, oh my gosh. So anyways, we do need to make sure that you're active. Okay. All right. So the third thing you're going to do is just what I was talking about. You have to make sure that you are authentic and you are proof that what we are talking about and what we are sharing works. Some people call this being proof that the product works. And I think that's fine, because, you know, Shakeology is a product. Beachbody On Demand is a product. The nutrition program, Ultimate Portion Fix, or To Be Mindset is a product. But I don't believe that we are selling products here. I believe that we are sharing our story and we are sharing our truth. And so we have to have something tangible that we've adopted and we've committed to, that we can share. So what I always encourage folks to do is to pick a program. Okay? Pick a program and figure out a way to drink your shake every day. I'm not asking you to drink the shake every day because it's part of some kind of scheme. I hope you guys know that by now. I'm asking you to drink the shake every day because the shake is incredible. All right. If you have not done my challenge dare, where you drink it every day consistently for 2 weeks, do it, because a lot of us, including myself, have tried numerous shakes and numerous protein things and numerous supplements and numerous things over the years, and just have never really experienced life change with them. I took that challenge and took that dare and learned that Shakeology is not a protein shake. This is a whole food shake that is coming in here with ingredients that I couldn't even buy all of the ingredients that are in Shakeology in Albuquerque, New Mexico. In fact, you wouldn't want to. We actually, Beachbody sources Shakeology ingredients from outside of the United States. I love America, but we really mess with our food, okay? So they source it from indigenous farmers that don't put crumb stuff in it. And then they prepare it in a way that it is so top of the line. It's gonna fill in the gaps of your nutrition, gives you balanced protein, fiber, carbs. I mean, stuff is incredible. I could go on and on. I don't need to. Devin helped me prepare a testimonial video that I share about Shakeology, because it's just like real life. But I'm going to tell you that you need to pick a program, and I'll talk about what I mean by a program here in a minute. And then you need to commit to drinking your shake. I will give you one qualifier on that. I come across someone every once in a while who tells me, no matter how many times we try to tweak it, we try the vegan versus the whey version, whatever, who tells me that it just isn't for them. It just either doesn't agree with their belly, or they just, it's just going to happen. And I believe them. Most people, if they'll take the tricks and the hacks and the things that I've learned over the last year and a half of drinking it every day, and they will truly, genuinely try that, and it just still doesn't work, then you know what? God created each of us so differently that there there must just be a few people out there whose bodies just aren't meant to have this, okay? Right. And that's okay. That is absolutely okay. And if you fall into that category, that does not exclude you from being a Beachbody coach with whatever kind of goals you have. What I will say is there are a myriad of other options for you that are all incredible. Our performance line is all plant-based. The Energize, I think everyone on this call knows how powerful and incredible Energize is. And I can tell you from my experience of being a gym rat for decades that it is the only healthy, non-chemical, dye-laden pre-workout out there on the market. I mean, it's incredible. The Recover tastes like Nestle Quick. I love it. There are beach bars that my son thinks are candy bars. They totally take care of my afternoon snack cravings. There are supplements that you've probably not ever heard of that I'm just getting introduced to that are part of what's called the Ultimate Reset I don't know if you guys have noticed this whole trend on this celery juice trend right now. I mean, people just juicing celery till the end of time. We actually have supplements and pre-made packets designed the same way Shakeology was, in the high-end way where it's not compromised and the integrity is great. We have all of that, okay? So you can be a compensated advocate of something to be very proud of. There is something in the offerings of all of these top-of-the-line products that'll work for you. And if we need to explore that together, happy to do it. What I'm coming around to, though, is that we believe in authenticity. I believe in authenticity. We don't want to be, and we are not, and do not intend to become a team of salespeople, okay? We are a team of people who are out sharing our truth and helping. And in return, we are compensated advocates, okay? In order to be a compensated advocate, you have to be ingesting and using the stuff, okay? Now, when I was talking about what a program is, a program can be one of the dozens available on Beachbody On Demand if you're in a place where you're ready to adopt an exercise routine. If you're not, that's okay. That's okay in my book. I am a certified 2B Mindset mentor, and Ilana, the creator of that program, says that exercise is extra credit. Now, if you know me, you know that I firmly believe in exercise because I got to have the endorphins, and I think it's a great thing to do. But if you need to start in a way where you need to, for example, get your nutrition under control, then we're going to start with a program such as 2B Mindset, and you're going to go all in with that, and you're going to share that until the cows come home, and you're going to be authentic about that, okay? If you don't struggle with food and you need somebody to tell you, what to eat and measure it and macros and things like that, we have a brand new program that was just revamped called Ultimate Portion Fix. Now, it was designed by Autumn Calabrese, who's one of our Beachbody super trainers, so I can guarantee you she's going to tell you to get your booty moving. But you know what? That program that she wrote with that, everything has a modifier. And you know what? It's just good all around. So I'm not going to go into all the specifics, but the bottom line is that you have to pick something. Mm-hmm. If you're out there just kind of saying, I want to help you be healthy, you got to remember that people got to have something to hold on to. What am I holding on to? What does this person do that's different? What does she offer? What does he offer that's different than what I've already done? Okay. So whether it is you're picking, I just finished up 21 Day Fix Extreme. Everybody knew I was doing that program. Okay. Everybody knows I drink Shakeology every day, and I can't talk enough about my Super Mama juice. But I'm just getting to the place where I'm ready to dive back in and start sharing about the 2B Mindset stuff. So, I mean, I'm just proud and out there about it. But if you have not yet done that, or have not yet even started your coaching journey, I encourage you to spend some time on Beachbody On Demand. I encourage you to spend some time looking at Shakeology recipes. And I encourage you to surf around, we'll get to this in the next point, surf around the Beachbody website as a customer and just look at all that's available. Because we don't ever want to be a Beachbody billboard, but we have to be committed to something that people want to invest in, okay? All right, so be the proof that these solutions work and own it. Be proud of it. Which leads me to number 4, okay? As a new coach, or if you're recommitting into your coaching business or just want to shake things up a bit, as I said, I highly encourage you to spend some time in the website. You need to do this, okay? Especially if you're getting started or if you just have kind of fallen off a bit. There's some specific things I want you to do. I want you to log in to your Beachbody, just teambeachbody.com. Log in there and pretend you are a customer, okay? Pretend you're like, oh, what kind of workout programs? Oh, what is Shakeology? Use all the buttons. Go to the performance line. Go to the nutrition button. Go to the apparel button, but be careful. Oh my God, it's it's scary. There's some good stuff. But, go jump around, because that is how you are going to add value to the people that you're helping, right? You don't have to know all the answers. I'm the first one to say I don't know all the answers, but you can find them. You can find them by asking anybody in the coach family. And I guarantee you those FAQs that are available, where I'm going to tell you to go in a minute, they have answers to just about everything. Okay. So you're going to play around and just get to know the stuff. I encourage you, if you haven't done this already, do me a favor, log in and go look into the Ultimate Reset products. Even if you're not interested in doing the 21-day Ultimate Reset, which looks like incredibly awesome and exhausting and awful all at the same time, there are products in there that are incredible. There's a product that I use called Soothe, and it has turmeric and all this good stuff for your belly and your panza and stuff. Anyways, just again, and so top the line, none of these chemicals and dyes, everything's plant-based and just beautiful. The next thing you're going to do is you need to learn how to play around with your share a cart. Okay. If you have not sent a share a cart, you're missing out. I'm going to get businessy here with you for a moment. Research, and Beachbody pours a ton of money into marketing and research for us, which is incredible. Research shows that the conversion rate from someone who is interested to purchasing changes from 22% to 62% when you send them a share a cart versus just sending them a link or saying, here you go, here's some information. When you send them a share a cart, and what I do is I call it a prepped bundle. It actually sends them an email where all they have to do is log in. They see everything that I have selected for them based on getting to know them and what their goals are. And all they have to go in and is give their personal information, and they're done. So the conversion rate is huge. It's customer service to the oomph. And that's part of what that minimal $15, $16 coaching fee every month goes to. I mean, talk about low overhead, right? So you need to go in and play with your share cart. I want you to go in and you can, play around by just putting in, your spouse's email or some random email or just your email. You can go in and you can look at what it looks like if you're going to sign up a coach. What does their cart look like? If you're going to sign up a customer, you can put in an email address. It will tell you if somebody's already a BOD member. So you'll know what you're looking at. You'll be like, oh, wait, you already have a coach. Whoa, let's put the brakes on here or whatever. You can go in there, you can add a challenge pack. And then once you add the challenge pack, it's going to say, do you think your customer would like to do a 3-day refresh? A lot of times, I did this at the New Year. A lot of times I'm always like, you can add the refresh for $20 off when you buy a challenge pack. Let's put it in there. Let's do it together. You can always add Energize. They always offer Energize at a discount because we're all about it. Just go in there and play around. You can go in after you send the cart. You'll see that you can go back and check and see who's viewed the cart. And you can go in and see who's completed their purchase so that you can follow up and say, yay, I'm so excited for you. Did you stick with the flavor I picked for you, or did you change it up? It's a huge, huge, huge offer. It wasn't available when I first started coaching actively, and I will tell you it's a huge game changer. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to download an app onto your phone, and I can't show it to you because I'm actually using my phone right now. But it's super easy. If you don't already have it on your phone, I want you to download an app it's available in the App Store and the Android Store. It's called BB Links. Capital B, capital B, second word, links. Okay? That is going to give you a way to look at products. You can screenshot things. It gives you the entire catalog of everything. If something's on sale, like right now, all the challenge packs are $20 off. 2B Mindset's on sale. You can check all of that. There's a way you can go in and sign into your coach office. There's a way you can do a share card on there. So you can literally run your entire business from your phone. And you can help people. So if they're like, oh, what was the name of that Ultimate Reset thing? You're like, oh, I don't know. But you can go and you can find it with BB Links. Now, and then BB Links used to be what we used in lieu of share a cart, because there's a way, the reason it's called BB Links is it's Beachbody Links. You would go in there and you would create a link and then send that out, and people would then sign up. But just the change from just sending a link versus this whole prepped beautiful cart has upped the conversion rate. But you got to find your groove and whatever works for you. But those 3 things are what you need to do. You need to go in and pretend you're a customer, which you still are, and there's always new things coming out. Fiddle around in there. You need to play with your share a cart, and then you need to download BB links to your phone so you can always answer questions if you need to, okay? All right. I will, there is a video that I find pretty helpful on how to use share a cart. I've shared it with a few of you already. I will drop it in the comments here in the event. If you've never used the share a cart before, it's just a really simple way to go in there and, you know, you can just see how to get there from the very home screen. So I'll make sure to put that in there when we're done here. All right, so I'm going to check my time. As you guys know, I get so excited talking about this stuff. Okay, so we are on number 5 out of 8. Yes, we're making good progress. Okay, so stick with me here. This was the one thing that it took me the longest to jump on and believe in and think that I needed, but it's a game changer. So stick with me here, okay? I want everybody here to pick a personal development book or podcast or whatever, however you ingest information, and I want you to commit to it, okay? Tomorrow is Monday. If you have it in hand, or you can download it from Audible or from Amazon or something like that, or from the podcast store, you start tomorrow. Let me tell you what I'm talking about, okay? So when I first transitioned from a discount coach to a business building coach, there's this huge push from these women that are in what's called our upline. And I talked about that last Sunday night, or maybe the Sunday before that, of who these women are, and that I don't believe it was a coincidence that we were placed in their downline, because they're beautiful, strong women of God that are just outward about their faith, but they are like bold, and they walk with a spirit of power and no fear or timidity. And then one of their big things is investing in yourself, self-care in the form of personal development. Okay, let me back up. Self-care in the form of healthy exercise, good food choices, and personal development. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the heck are they talking about personal development? That's hokey, okay? And I'm ashamed to even say this because it's very prideful of me, right? But what I'm talking about, and I wish I should have thought to bring some of my books in here, but shoot, I actually still read books, so I actually have books to hold up. But what I'm talking about are personal development books that are going to pour into you and make you and help you believe that you can do this, and help you give the power, help you harness what's already in you to be able to succeed. Okay. Susan, you're on here. I'm going to just call you out because I know you read Jen Sincaro's You're a Badass.
I was going to hand that over and show you.
Okay. Yeah. Here I love Mel Robbins, for example.
Yeah.
Okay? So I read her 5-second rule, and I'm reading her Take Control of Your Life right now. There are endless podcasts and endless books. In fact, I'm not leaving you out to the wolves. When we finish up here, you can go into our coach family. There's an album that's called Personal Development. And I've put items in there that I've read. I read Chip Gaines's personal development book last summer. It was awesome. And there's podcasts screenshotted in there. You can go in there and pick something that one of us that have already been around for a while have already done. Okay. Now, I'll tell you that when these ladies, who I respected immediately and have helped so many people and have built very successful businesses by having a heart to help, when they were telling me you need to make time for personal development, I was like, I'll have time for that. You know, I have my quiet time with Jesus. That's all the personal development I need. And I will still stand firm that the Bible is the best personal self-help book on the planet. But there's something different out there. I told myself back then, you know, I went to business school. I have a business degree. I don't need to do this. Like, I'll do everything else they tell me to do, but I'm not going to do this. Well, I'm going to tell you that when I finally took the personal development mantra, the belief, I said, okay, this is what these ladies are doing. This is what they say. When I started taking it seriously, and I allowed myself 10 to 15 minutes a day to pour into personal development, it was a game changer for me. There is something about reading about, especially when it's another woman that's written the book, but it doesn't have to be a female. reading about how they have either built a business, overcome strongholds, overcome insecurity, organize themselves. There's something about doing that for yourself that truly is a form of self-care that I cannot explain. So I put it on our list of 8 things, and I'm asking you to do it. It is a great reminder of what you are capable of and what's possible, because we are all incredible people, but we are all just human.
Mhm.
I love Wonder Woman, but and we're all superheroes in our own way, but we're all just human, and we have it within us to do whatever it is that we set our minds to. Okay. So I know that sometimes can be a lot to ask, but I'll tell you what I do. I actually schedule it, and I'll talk about scheduling here in a little bit. I encourage you to schedule 10 to 15 minutes a day. Now, some people, I know a coach that's not on here right now, but Chris, she listens to it a lot. She travels a lot for her job. And so she downloads a podcast and she listens to personal development. There is nothing selfish about listening to good, healthy personal development. In fact, it only brings out the best in you. So that's why it's on this list. It leads me right into the next point. You have to believe the personal development is going to help you with this. You have to believe that you are the biggest perk of someone joining you. Okay? You. Shakeology is great. Beachbody On Demand is great. All of the stuff we have is great. 2B Mindset is great. But if they didn't have you, they wouldn't know about it. If they didn't have you, they might buy it on a 2 a.m. infomercial and never open the box, right? Mm-hmm. If they didn't have you sharing who you are and sharing your story, I mean, I'm looking at the screen right now, and if I'm not going to call anybody out, but I think we have 100 and, including myself, 160 pounds lost with the 4 ladies I can see right now. There's power in that. There is power in that. That is true. That came from each of us making a choice, making a change, and now we're sharing that. Okay. That just really got me worked up thinking about that. I mean, that's freaking incredible. Wow. Okay. Give me just a second. This is why we do what we do, right? This is why we do what we do. So number 6. So number 5 leads right into 6. Number 5, I'm asking you to go to the library in the Coach Family page and pick some personal development and commit to me that at least 6 days a week, okay, take a day off if you need to. 6 days a week, you will give yourself 10 to 15 minutes of personal development a day. I promise you, if you'll do it, you'll see a change. That is going to then lead you to be able to really believe in number 6. And this is simply just a directive, okay? And I'll say it again. You are the best part of the package, okay? It's not the cute little containers. It's not the awesome tracker. It's you, because you have a story. You have a story where you fell off the wagon and now you're sharing that. You have a story where, I lost 20 pounds and I gained 5 back, and you're sharing that. You have a story where you struggled with food for 28 years and now you're finally finding peace with that. There's a story there, and it's truth. And people, the women that are on this team, the people that are on this team are incredible. And they're authentic, amazing, beautiful women that are already looked up to by those around them. You might not believe that, but you are. And now your story is here to help. Okay, so you have to believe that you are the best part. How does that translate into a conversation? I'll tell you real quickly. So Amy, what is this challenge pack that you keep talking about? I know you kept saying it's like the best bundle. It's the best way to go. And I saved $150. And I'm like, absolutely it is. Absolutely. You're going to get a year subscription to Beachbody On Demand, which I consider the Netflix of fitness. There's over 700 workouts on there. Most of them are 30 minutes or less, and you can do them at home. So there you go. I just cut out your commute to the gym. I just saved you a ton of money in gym membership fees, because $100 for a year, and you're going to get any new programs that come out. And chances are we'll probably be doing them together, okay? You're also going to get to try the whole food superfood shake that has changed my life, has made me regular, has helped me drop bloat, has killed my sugar cravings, and finally has me on a good, consistent routine. Best thing yet, though. Best thing yet. You get me. I'm going to coach you. I'm going to be right alongside you. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to be praying with you. I'm going to help you set goals. We're going to plug you right in to Team Fierce Fit and Faithful, so you can see all these other beautiful souls that are on this journey with you. And then we're going to plug you into a private small challenge group or accountability group or whatever you call it, and or success group if it's 2B Mindset. And we're going to do this together. You're not alone. You are no longer on your health and fitness journey in a quiet, shameful, dark room. We're going to do it together. We're going to invite Christ in, and we're going to rock it. All right, I'm going to stop there, because every time I keep thinking about like what's been accomplished just with the ladies that are on this call, I get really teary. Yay, all of you. Okay, so number 7, and I'm going to put this out on a limb here, and I wish this is something that I would have gotten more comfortable with very early on. I want to encourage you, if you are starting out in your business, I want to encourage you, or if you're restarting or just listening because you are, I want to encourage you to invite people to join as a coach. Okay. When I first started, when I transitioned from a discount coach to a business building coach, I was very scared to do that. And there was a part of me that just felt like I didn't want to say that, because I didn't want people to think I was just trying to make money off of them. Okay. Well, I can tell you, if you don't already know this, that I'm pretty much like all in, and I'm a walking billboard for how these workouts and the nutrition program, 2B Mindset and Beachbody On Demand has changed my life. So I'm not trying to make money off of you. I am trying to share this with you, and I'm just sharing my truth. Okay. If someone signs on as a coach with you, they can sign on in one of 3 ways. Okay. They can sign on as a discount coach, which is how I signed on, which is how many of us signed on. All right. Mm-hmm. And then if they change their mind someday down in the future, they can up their game. Okay. That's what I did after 6 months. They can sign on as a hobby coach. A hobby coach is someone who is simply experiencing the benefits, and they want to have their habit and their intake supplemented by helping 1 or 2 people a month. Okay. And then their money for their Shakeology and their workouts and their supplements or whatever, their apparel, whatever they're buying, is covered. Or a business building coach, if you have goals to have a part-time income or full-time income. When you sign up as a coach, you can do any one of those 3. No, as you guys know, no one's going to show up at your doorstep to take a blood sample or to take your firstborn, unless you want them to take your firstborn. But it's a very safe way to sign up. The reason that I wish that I would have adopted it sooner is because it's such a gift. The gal that invited me to this back in October 2016, when I'd never heard of anything, she offered it to me, but I was afraid. I was afraid just because of maybe the bad rap that, sales or multi-level marketing has gotten out there. And I waited, and I ended up like flushing $300 down the toilet, because I could have been saving a minimum of $17 a month on my shake. So when you sign up as a coach, when you first sign up as a customer, that $40 coach fee that you have to pay to upgrade to be a coach, if you change your mind in the future, is waived automatically. So you can send a share cart. I could send a share cart to you, Jess, if you are a new customer of mine. Mm-hmm. And I would say, you want to be a discount coach? You'll save $17 a month on your Shakeology, and you can cancel anytime. Sure, why not? Not scary. I send it to you. You sign up as a coach, and there's no $40 business fee in your cart. Just like if they decide in 30 days that their Shakeology is not for them, if they decide, you know, I'm not really going to use my coach discount, I just don't want to do it anymore. Just like with Shakeology, they can cancel it. There's no fees. There's no advance notice required. It's a gift. It's a financial gift that you're giving someone because they waive that fee, and moving forward, they save money from day one. The other cool thing, I think, I never would have known about anything other than discount coaching if my coach wouldn't have just kind of plugged me into some of the groups where I got to meet these ladies that I tell you about that I respect so much. So there are some other benefits of being a coach. You can be on calls like this, and you can be in the coach family, and you can do personal development, and you can set goals. You know, we have a coach on our team who's been a discount coach for a year and 14 months, and she just transitioned to being a hobby coach because she wants to be able to give her kids daily sunshine. So, but she doesn't have to worry about upgrading to be a coach or doing any of the paperwork. She's just already there. Okay. So I put that in here as a specific point, number 6, that, and maybe you aren't anxious about inviting people to be a coach, but that's the only way I invite now. And people don't have to do it. I mean, I'm not going to say no thanks if you don't want to be a coach, but I just let them know that being a coach is, if you're especially a discount coach, is more like a loyalty reward plan. You pay this membership fee, and then in turn you save money. You don't have to sell a thing. You don't have to do anything, you know. It's kind of like a loyalty rewards payback type thing. The company Beachbody rewards us for drinking Shakeology. So I have a graphic that I made myself a note that I'm going to share. I shared it before in the coach family, but I'll share it again. And it's a cute little graphic for the monetary breakdown of signing up as a customer versus signing up as a coach. And there's even disclaimers down at the bottom that say, like, you cancel anytime and no need to sell anything, and, you know, kind of all the fears that I had. I just decided to put it out there because we're not about smoke and mirrors. We're just about helping people, right? And if I would have listened and not let fear or preconceived notions get in the way when Kelly invited me, I would have saved $34 a month on Nick and I Shakeology for 6 months. And I just I just flushed it down the toilet for no reason. So anyways, I highly encourage you to get comfortable enrolling people as a coach, even if they're not going to do Shakeology. You can sign up as a coach if you're just going to be enrolling as a 2B Mindset customer, because what if they want to do the certification later? Or when they need another tracker, then they get it for 25% off, or they want another cool water bottle. I'm going to have 3 of them now because I'm always drinking water all the time. It's a gift. It really is a gift. And then you can plug them into our team page too, which is always fun. All right. Number 8. How are we doing on time here? I'm going to, look at this. Okay. Number 8, and the very last thing that I have for you. You've written your why. You've set your 3 goals. You've gone and you've set up your pay, your automatic deposit. You've surfed around. You've gotten to know the website, played with the share cart. You've picked your personal development so that you can believe that you're the best thing to offer. You're confident in inviting as a coach because it's a financial gift. And I think also just a personal development gift, because I think our little community is pretty fierce. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to set your work hours. Okay. Now stick with me here. We are all very busy. We all serve in different ministries. We have different jobs. We have spouses, boyfriends, fiancés. We have kids and grandkids and dogs and cats and holy smokes, right? So many hats. It is super simple for this to become very optional. But if this becomes optional, then your why is worthless. And those 3 goals are never going to happen. Okay? They can happen. I've seen them happen. And I'm starting to experience them happening simply by setting up hours to be consistent. I'm not saying this is easy, and it's certainly not easy every day. So I'm going to tell you what I do. Okay. I'm old school. I have a paper planner. Nick wants me to transfer to, digital planner. I just can't do it. I have a planner and I open it up, and Sundays are my time that I have a little chunk of time where I sit and it's quiet and I schedule. I have some things that I have to schedule out, some work that I do, some work that I do in a group that I'm a part of that's helping me navigate through everything that's happening with my husband and I shared that with you. I have to schedule that because I want to be intentional with it. That is just as important to me as helping people through this. I got to schedule my workouts because we all know it's easy to say no to that because the day I'll work out later. Well, it's not going to happen. So I call it my big 3. I open up my planner on Sunday and I put in when I'm going to do my workout, when I'm going to do it's called my recovery work that I mentioned about, that I'm working through with my husband. And then I schedule when I'm going to do my teamwork. And I call it teamwork because I think Team Fierce Fit Faithful is like the bomb. Now, some days that's 15 minutes of teamwork. Some days I'm more blessed and I have an hour. Some days I have 2.5 hours. Mondays are usually my day off. So I really try to plan a big chunk. And that's when I may be doing trainings on my own or, just making graphics or things that take more time, maybe planning content. But I go in and I schedule it. And just like my workout, just like my recovery work, and just like going to church on Sunday or Saturday night, it's a non-negotiable. If somebody says, hey, do you want to meet for coffee? Or, hey, do you want to go to lunch? Or Nick is like, can we go to Costco? And I'm sitting down to do teamwork. Nope, I have an appointment. Which reminds me, I got to dial back to point number 1. I completely forgot to say this. When you have your why and you have your top 3 goals, please share that with your significant other, okay? You need to tell him why you are stepping away from the family, from family time, from, whatever. You need to tell him why. And I guarantee you, if you have a picture of a brand new bathroom like I do, or you have a picture with like no debt or, just something like that, there's a lot more buy-in and a lot less mom guilt that you feel or grandma guilt or whatever, wife guilt that you feel when you step away. So show them your why and your top 3 goals and post them if you can. Okay, sorry. Back to number 8, all the way back down to number 8. You're going to set your hours. You're going to make them non-negotiable. I'm going to go back and show you again how very old school I am. I think I was telling Liza this earlier this week. I write my business hours on a Post-it note and they go on the fridge. Now, sometimes I haven't written them yet, but sometimes it'll say Tuesday, teamwork from 8:15 to 8:30 p.m. That's not a lot of time. I'm going to get a post up maybe like respond to one message or, reach out to somebody. But for those 15 minutes, they know where I am. They know I'm not just looking at my phone, scrolling and fiddling, doing nothing value added. They know what I'm doing. And now they also know why and what I'm doing it for. Okay. It's worked really well for me. I will tell you another tip that's worked well for me, especially when life is crazy, which it often is if you can schedule one of those larger chunks of time for yourself and plan your content. If you can craft your content for the entire week, let's say you do 5 posts a week or 6, or maybe you do 7. If you can craft your content ahead of time and have it saved, ready to go and just throw it up, that is a huge game changer as well. But again, that's going to require I usually will do that when I can sit down for an hour or 2 and have a good chunk of time, but then it just takes all the pressure off. And then all the other times that I have teamwork time scheduled is time for me to be reaching out and helping people or inviting or answering messages or whatever. Okay. So you're going to set your hours, and I will be so bold as to ask you to make one of your work hours, and it doesn't always have to be hour. Like I said, sometimes I like 20-minute chunks, right? But I would ask for one of your work hours to be our Sunday night huddle. My goal is to always bring value, always have a safe space for us. There's so many trainings and team calls and events that happen across the network. It's easy to get so overwhelmed and only be listening to trainings and taking in information and never doing anything about it, never doing any action. Okay. So I'm not telling you not to go to these trainings or listen to these trainings. In fact, I will continue to tag you in them, and especially the ones that are awesome. But if there's anything you can show up to, I would ask you to show up here. I know that sometimes it's just not possible. It's impossible to find a time or a day, a week, and a time that works for every single person. So I will always record these and I will always share them. And so what I would do is ask you, if you can't come on a Sunday night, I would ask you to watch it as soon as you can thereafter. But if you can make that part of your work hours, there's something about this community. There's something about us working together and coming together, knowing each other's stories, getting to know each other's stories that just brings life to me. And it reminds me of my why. You know, during the week, the 6 days we have apart from each other, you know, it can get a little drudgerous, right? And maybe you've heard no a bunch of times, or you're just like exhausted. Come back here, see your beautiful faces, and I'm like, yes, this is why we do this, right? Okay. That's what I have. Dear Lord, did I actually make it in an hour? It is 8 o'clock on the dot.
Good job.
Wow.
Yeah, that never happens when you give Amy the microphone. All right, so, whoo! So that finishes the lecture part of this, okay? I will stay on for questions, and I will stay on for any feedback that you have. And I know, Maria, I have an action item to share with you and a couple things I'm going to drop in the group. But if you have to go, that's all I have to say. I'm going to take a big drink of water. And if you guys have questions or want to chat or share or let me know how the week went or anything, I'm all yours. Woo!
Thank you. Hey, Jess.
Hey, sweetheart, how are you?
Oh my gosh, you guys, I just need to meet you all.
Hi, Jess.
I just
Hey,
met
babe.
Marie.
I just met Susan.
It's been so good.